I didn't count down or anything though. All right, welcome to Jack Dotson's Racing Insider News this week.
We decided we're changing the name of the show.
Why is that?
We're gonna call it Jack Dotson's Racing Insider News with Riley Music.
Who?
Riley Music.
That's
How many jobs you don't
that's
take this year?
LS. That's little shit.
You take Scott's.
That's what we call him, little shit. Everybody knows who I'm talking about when I say little shit.
It is true. They do. There are people that know
He
that.
can't replace me. They don't know what the hell he's
I
doing.
actually saw you running around here working on other people's cars the other night. What were you doing? You just into everything.
What was I working on?
I thought I saw you under the hood of something. Was you down there under your Uncle Doug's car or something?
Yeah.
I thought.
He need to do something to his cousin's car.
All right, go ahead. We're not going to go through that again this week.
All right, gotta thank our marketing partners. Gotta thank Papa John's for the pizza. You want some pizza, Donovan? You need to put some weight on, man.
I'm good.
Smith Wraps and Graphics. NC811. GAC, a great American company. Bonder brother, are you 21? Oh, see, we could give Donovan a little shot. Pepsi, MPM Marketing. If you need help with your social media stuff. Langley Speedway for allowing us to do the show here. Factory Canopies, man, they made this nice, and these chairs. These chairs are nice, ain't they? I can't thank those guys. We don't let Jack sit on them. I can't thank Factory Canopies enough. Black Acid Apparel. If you need 1 shirt, 10 shirts, 5 shirts, they can hook you up. Tell them Jack sent you. Jack doesn't get anything for this. So Safety Clean and Performance Plus Motor Oil.
Don't get a thing. Nothing on that one. That all goes to Courthouse Import.
You get the gift of Scott's presence.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, well, we had like
Yes.
5 or
Taylor.
6 weeks
I'm
off.
talking with food in my hand.
We had 5 or 6 weeks without Scott, so we did pretty good.
Ratings were terrible.
Did the views go up when Scott was gone?
No, they hung about the same with Scott being gone.
We replaced Scott while he was gone?
No,
Don't
man,
worry about
I
it.
had a whole bunch of people come in and replace Scott. Brian White came, we had some good people come in here. So anyway,
Where were they at?
huh? I don't know, but everybody kept saying, "Hey, is he coming back next week?" Because if Scott comes back, you can go ahead and replace him. So
I would say Brian would be an upgrade. Brian's pretty damn good.
Hunter Waltrip was pretty good.
I like him.
Hunter Waltrip was pretty
He
good.
is pretty funny.
All right, let's do the Smith Wraps and Graphics weekly roundup. In the Cup Division, Cup Series, Chase Elliott got the win. Xfinity Series, Josh Berry. And the ARCA race was won by Taylor Gray. And Roger finished, what, 4th?
No.
No, he had some kind of problem with his car.
Yeah,
It
got real
probably
tight.
Xfinity race. He finished up front in the ARC race.
Yeah, the ARCA race, the Xfinity race, the shock mount broke on the right rear.
Okay, but in the ARCA race, he finished 4th, right?
Yeah, I think it
Hold on,
was.
let me
He
do what
fell
Scott-
back.
Let me do what Jack never does. Research. Google is an amazing thing.
We let him come up here and visit from time to time, but I don't know why. I ain't figured it out yet.
So I just walk into the place.
Mhm.
Down at Kingsport this past weekend, in the Sportsman Series, Braden Goddard got the win. Late models, Ronnie McCarty. And in the Mod 4s, Kevin Canner got another big win down there. I think that's 4 for this season at Kingsport. I think he's got 1 or 2 at Motor Mile. So, anyway. At Greenville Pickett Speedway, first race in the late models, Magnum Tate got the win. And in the second race, Austin Samaro got the win. I don't know who Austin Samaro. I've heard that name before, but was he at one time with?
He runs that AK development. He's been with them a long time. They always run there. Used to run Myrtle.
At Goodyear, the Carolina Pro Late Model Series winner was Mason Maggio. And in the trucks, 11-year-old Tristan McKee got 2 wins in the trucks at Goodyear this past weekend. At Tri-County Speedway, the late model winner was Thomas Bean. at Montgomery at the Spring Fling. Go ahead and tell us who won the Spring Fling, because I know you keep up with that.
All my people are out west. I think it was
Damn,
Garcia.
Mason doesn't know.
Yeah.
He usually
I think it was
correct
Jay
when that's on
Garcia.
everything.
Jay
I'm
Garcia, he won. Jay
See,
Garcia
there you
won.
go. Right there.
Okay, 'cause I was just checking on you.
Oh, it's a test, Mason.
My
It was a
class-
test.
My people were out west, so I paid attention out west.
Hmm.
At Sobo, the late models, race number 1, Lane Riggs won. Race number 2, Jacob Borst won. At Hickory, race number 1 was won by Katie Hedinger, and race number 2 by Matt Gould. Dominion Raceway, the modifieds at Dominion. Kayla Searles got the win. The UCAR winner was Mike Chapman, and the Virginia racer was Mike Gano. Down at Bowman Gray, in the modified race number 1, John Boyd Brown got the win. Race number 2, Randy Butner got the win, and in the sportsman race there, Amber Lynn got the win. And she's been having a pretty good turn of events down there. She's been doing pretty well. It's got 2 or 3 wins. In the bandos at Wake County, Josh Lowe got the win.
What happened in late model race number 2
Wait, my right where?
at Wake County? It's a
I
joke.
didn't get any of that.
It's a joke because they didn't run it. They broke the wall.
Oh,
What?
Suburban in the IndyCar division knocked the wall down.
Big asshole.
I got nothing. I didn't get anything from them, and I went and looked at it. They didn't have anything on there. So anyway, at Langley Speedway, the Enduros was won by Stephen Flynn. Modified race number 1 was won by Rick Godovic. And with the week Rick had, it was a pretty big deal to see Rick get a win.
Yep.
Yeah. Think about Rick and his brother Ron.
In the modified race number 2, Eric Folks got the win. In the U-Cars, Christian Keller, fresh with the new sticker on his car, he gets the win. In the Legends, Spencer Saunders got the win. In the Grand Stocks, Tim Wilson got the win. In the Bandos, Brian Runstrom got the win. I think that was all the races that night, wasn't it?
It took long though.
That Bando race took forever, man.
I was up on the roof. That was a race that took forever.
They said it was like 40 minutes to get the first 3 laps in.
Good gracious.
I believe it.
That's what they were telling me. It was 40 minutes to get their
It
first
felt
3.
like forever on the spotter stand.
In the limited late models, Riley Music got his 2nd win of the season. We're going to have Riley on here in just a minute, but he was supposed to receive his stuff for the 2 races that he's won, but so far that has not happened.
I got a question for you, Jack. Was the limited race at least entertaining?
Yeah, you did a good job laying back and waiting until time to take over.
Then me and Cody at least put on a good show.
Yeah.
And that's neat too. And both of you, helps both of you gain some experience in that stuff too.
No, you did a great job. You rode right there behind them, and and then all of a sudden you picked him off, you picked Doug off.
I was waiting for Cody to put Doug on the hood. I knew it was going to come at some point, but I didn't know when it was.
Why didn't you do it? I figured you'd just do it.
I didn't have
Yeah, that'd be way funnier.
I would have if I could have got there, but I didn't have nothing for him the first 20 laps.
All right, so that's all the
Don't-
news. We'll come
Don't
back.
wink.
We'll come back to Riley Music in a few minutes. But anyway, we got Donovan Edwards, the opening night first race winner.
Man, you should
in-
just quit right
in the
now.
Pro 6
Might as
series.
well.
Right.
I mean, now the second race, he was on a rail in the second race, but you did good in that first race,
Yeah.
and you have a car too because Scott wasn't racing.
I think all in all, I got really lucky, to be honest.
So what was your first day like? I know I talked to you the week before and you had come out and tested and you were a little nervous. How was that race day?
Still nervous. Really, to this point now, I'm still nervous going out there. I'm not comfortable, not where I want to be.
Mhm.
So
So what? Now I heard, now I don't need to correct me if I'm wrong. I may be wrong from what I've heard. But that's the
usually
first
case.
time you've been in a race car, in a race or whatever.
First time driving manual. Remember that. Stall it out. Victory lane.
Good thing I want to restart or something, huh?
Yeah, messed that up too. So. It's all good. We
So-
came back and won.
So, so what was going through your mind in the last few laps? I mean, what are you thinking? Or take us from the time you're sitting there, and I'm sure somebody come over the radio and told you that something happened to Travis and you're leading the
I
race.
saw the number up on the board. The black flag came out. And then the caution came out right after that. And then I guess we were 3 laps ahead of them. And I was still in third. And I was just trying to keep everything clean. And about 3 laps in, I was up in second. And then he slipped off too. And I just drove up underneath of him.
Who's spotting for you?
Jimmy, my
Okay.
dad's spotter. I can thank him too. He's been listening to him for 2 or 3 years now, spotting my dad. So it's been really easy
Mm-hmm.
going over that.
So we all know the story of your dad and your uncle and everything like that. We all know those stories. But when did you become interested in racing? Have you always been interested in it?
Yeah, I got in go-karts when I think I was like 7 and did that for a couple of years, kid karts, and then moved up to junior champ karts. And then once I got into middle school, high school, my dad didn't really push me into racing. I kind of just did all my school stuff, school sports and all that stuff. And I think it was 2018, Mason over here, he telling me every day, just show up to the shop and show that you're invested in the sport and your dad will get you a car. And I didn't believe him, but
Most people don't.
2 years later, I got a car and kind of just flew by, and I didn't really take advantage of all that.
Well, tell us how that conversation went between you and your dad when you decided you were ready to race. Did you go to him and say, "Hey, Dad, I'm ready to race," or did he come and say,
I think
"You
it
want to
was-
give us a try"?
I think it was more of the crew and everything, me talking to the crew and then the crew relaying to him, because it's kind of hard to tell your dad you want to start racing when he's already in it and already, I don't want to put more pressure on him, more stress and everything. He's already got enough stress on him, so. But he wanted to do it, and I didn't believe him. One day he came up to me, he said, "You ready to go get your car?" And I was like, "All right." Didn't really know what was going on.
So did he pick the Pro 6 class, or did you really want to come out there and race with me?
No,
You had nothing to do with it.
I think the Pro 6 class kind of fit me good where I was, with no experience at all. It's kind of a beginner's class, I would say, and all in
What are you
all.
trying to say?
How many years you been in it?
3.
Still beginner.
I
My
ain't
dad's out here running 30 years.
Have you seen him race? You seen Scott race?
A couple times.
No, beginner. It's a beginner.
Yeah, I'm there too. So,
Oh.
yeah.
So that's pretty cool though that your dad helped you get started. And I mean, with his history and everything here, that's really cool. And then you come out and win your first race. I mean, that didn't do nothing but to set that Edwards legacy another step up. What can I say?
Yeah, I didn't want to take that as a win. I mean, you got to take every win you can, but it's still got a lot more room for improvement, So I'm still a beginner. Still got to realize I'm a rookie and still got a lot to learn.
Now, you said you never drove a manual before.
I mean, I drove iRacing, but that's about it.
Oh, you never drove a manual before. Now, do you have your pedals in your car marked?
No.
Brake, clutch, gas pedal.
No.
So you didn't have to do that like Scott did.
No. I had a lot of practice in iRacing. Could have came out last year and my car was ready last year, but I was trying to get here before my grandpa passed away, but that didn't happen. My dad kind of wanted to finalize everything and make sure everything was perfect before we came out. And thank the Lord we did, because we put power steering in it and that changed everything. So, yeah.
So how much help does Mason give you?
He's a lot of help on the tires. Him and Tyler, they do a lot on the tires.
You don't have to say it because he's here.
I mean, I walk down the room and say the same thing.
Yeah.
So does Mason come out there and give you pointers of things?
I think
he tells me he's
I
he's
ain't
a
no
driver.
coach. Nope.
Anything he would tell me wouldn't really make sense to me. He kind of relays that to my dad, and that kind of helps us there. But I'm still learning everything. Really don't know anything. So.
I am a driver coach for Hillenburg. I forget.
Other things he tells me we don't understand.
So what was it like pulling into Victory Lane? Did your dad come to Victory Lane at all? I mean,
That's a funny story. I looked back at it and he was there the whole time I got out the car. He was sitting there. He's like, I'm sure he said something to me and like handed him the flag or whatever. But the whole time I didn't even know he was there. I guess I was tunnel vision. I didn't really know what was going on. I was just kind of in the moment.
Well, that's cool. I mean, that's really good that he didn't take your limelight away from you. And he let you.
Tell him about the photo.
But,
Your Victory Lane photo when April asked you who you wanted in the photo.
oh yeah, I took, I guess, the one with the sponsored girl or with the trophy or whatever. I took a picture with her and came up and asked me who I want in the photo, and I turned around because I knew there was 40, 50 people back there, and I was like, we can get everybody. I turned around, they were all gone. I guess they all had
Really?
they had to go load up the late models. They were
Oh,
next.
officials are rushing us to get late models.
oh
My
damn!
dad was gone. Everybody was gone. My grandma was still there. All the wives and everything.
They're better looking anyway.
Make me look better.
There you go.
Damn, that sucked.
Yeah.
And you just got to do it again.
Hopefully we get lucky.
Yeah. Now, have you practiced any of this, or want to practice any of this week to get ready?
I think we're pretty much. We haven't really touched much, so just trying to work on the driver. So
Well, big thing, ain't no tires to be practicing.
yeah, that's true.
That's true. Yeah, I guess so. Now, probably going to have a couple more cars out there this week.
Hopefully,
Um,
Scott Allen out there.
Maybe.
and I said a couple more cars out here. That's about all he's going to bring out there is the car. No talent there at all. Look, if you happen to line up behind him, like on the initial start of the race, give him a little room. Okay, give him a little room because he has this propensity to hit the wrong pedal.
Yeah, well, now my foot's all jacked up. Might be worse.
Yeah,
Although
you might.
I got a club foot, I might go faster.
So, that's what I need. I can't get back on the gas fast enough.
Well,
I still can't get in it like your dad. And then Landon comes out here and runs a couple of tenths faster than me. And I'm like, I can't get in it right there.
My dad, you just got to do it. You got to do it. And I'm just hard to tell somebody that when they don't know what's really going on.
now he's not on the radio with you, but does he coach you?
He's on the radio. He's trying to get me through it. It's kind of hard having somebody so experienced and having somebody so inexperienced, trying to teach them certain things especially when the cars are totally different.
Yeah. So now do you feel pressure from that? You know, because you're obviously your family has a pretty big name.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the hardest things, I think, just keeping your act together, keeping everything together. That was my biggest fear, going out there looking stupid first race, and wasn't expecting first place first race. I'm expecting last from me.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, I was just wondering, like, if you feel the pressure of because your last name is Edwards and you're coming here in a race, and the expectations of people sometimes can be, you know, not give you time to develop.
Yeah, I mean, it's there. It's just I don't let myself think about that too much. I know my dad doesn't, and my uncle doesn't. They kind of just clear it out, and that's how they are so successful, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nothing to them. It's another day. You just got to take it another day.
Yeah. I mean, I don't view it that way. I know, I mean, Mason come over when you said you were first racing, and I've been giving you a hard time ever since. And I'm glad you're going to come, you know, you are out here racing with us because it is fun. And you'll have fun and Hey, I think it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, I'm just glad I came this later. Honestly, I'm glad I didn't come too early because I know I would have been done with it, just like anybody else. If you start too early, I feel like it.
Do you think like if
You
you'd have
wash
came
out.
back after you were racing cars, if you'd have done it then, you'd have been burnt out by now?
Personally, I think so. Not with my name and legacy of my family, but it's hard to say I wouldn't. It's a lot of work, a lot of
It is a lot of
everything. I don't
work.
know.
People don't realize like how much work is involved if you want to run up front.
Especially for 30 years, I can't even imagine how much that was. My dad and my uncle, they've been doing it forever, and it's just.
Ever since I can remember. I mean, I started out here crewing with somebody in the early 90s, 89 or 90. And your dad was running well. Greg was just starting to learn. I don't think he had won a race at that point when we first
My
started.
dad's first year was 85, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah,
When was Greg's first year?
I know he did kid carts, and then he did a grand stock. I think it was. I don't know what year it was though, but
Yeah, I want to say like 90, 89 or something like that. It's about the same
I think my
time.
dad kind of taught him a lot and coached him through while my dad was kind of still driving. So
Mhm.
Well, cool deal, man. I'm glad you got that first win out there. Now that you're part of the Edwards legacy here at Langley Speedway, and I mean, you overcome having Mason Dunn work on your car, and you just got it going on.
All
Right
those
there.
people that have overcome that.
So, congratulations.
thank you.
Tell who all sponsors you
Yeah, I
know.
gotta thank my sponsors, especially Danny's Glass, all our employees, past and current. We wouldn't be here without y'all. Keen Parts, Corvette Parts, Mark Works hooked me up with that. That was a really cool deal. My grandpa's business, Trawler Captain Henry. He really wanted to see me out there, but he didn't get a chance to. Hopefully, he's still looking over. So, got Frontline Vapes, Absolute Vending. I think that's it.
Masons, you got anybody else? Mason's gonna be your PR guy.
You know, all my crew. I think all my crew, all the wives and girlfriends, they put up with all them. I got to put up with them too, but it's all right.
That was pretty. I got to put up with them.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
Since Stephanie Ranger says it's you need to stop being so hard on yourself because you did a great job the other night.
Yeah. And I like the paint scheme because that's kind of one of your dad's old colors, from back in the day. I remember when I seen it, I was like, man, that gave me flashbacks.
But that was back in his Bush days, or
Well, I don't know if the first
came
one was
up-
the 61.
He had a late model of that color too with Lumar. That was who was sponsored. He ran here in local tracks, but his 61 was his real number in the Lumar and the Bush series.
That's what I was thinking.
I was going to run 61 this year, but 26 opened up and kind of had to take it. So,
Yeah, but it did the. Did he run that before he ran? Did he run that yellow color before he ran the Bush car? Because it was blue back in the Chrysler days when the Chrysler guy was sponsoring.
that was the Dodge car.
Mhm,
Yeah, that's, I think.
I can't remember if that one was yellow or not.
But I think around the same time period he was doing the Bush, he had a late model that was also sponsored by Lumar. I'm pretty sure that was a 26, not a 61. So.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's funny. It just brings back memories seeing the color and the numbers and stuff. I thought it was pretty cool.
Well, Donovan, we appreciate you coming and being with us tonight, man. It's a lot of fun.
Thanks for coming, man.
Appreciate
Really
it.
appreciate it.
And,
I'm glad you're
you're
out there
welcome.
with us.
And
I'm
good
not-
luck to you next week.
I'm not gonna hold back on you
week-
when
this week-
Appreciate it.
I'm not gonna hold back when we're out on the track, Donovan. We'll laugh afterwards.
I hope so.
Oh my
No,
goodness.
man, I'm glad you are out there with us, man.
All right, let's get Chris in here. Come on, Chris. Where's Chris? Get Chris in here.
The new Truck Series winner.
Yeah.
Was that like a Sunday drive?
No, it was not. It was a handful.
Was it?
Not because of the truck. It was because of me.
You just used to driving it in deeper and getting in the gas sooner?
Well,
or-
no, you drive that in deeper. When we got in it, Gene told me, he goes, you got to drive it down in there. You can't lift. And so first practice, we went out and Dave was on the radio because we're going to run the radios. So we put the radios in it and we're out there. And I'm like, this ain't too bad. He goes 19.8. I'm like, 19.8. So we're going and going 19.7. He's like, put the damn truck up on the track. Get off the apron with it. Drive the thing. So we're going, and then he's like 19.6. He's getting better. He goes, you got to drive it in there. And then by the end of the practice, we were turning threes, and we were first on the board. I'm like, well, this is a little different. You can't pinch them off. You got to run them up higher in the groove. You can't come off pit road like you can in the grand stock. You just kind of let it go where it wants to coming off.
Really?
I still haven't learned that. Lap after lap till the night, I still never got it right about towards the end.
But you ran trucks before, right?
I ran in 2010 or 11. I ran 2 or 3 races in Paul Maxon's truck.
Oh, well, that won't look good.
That was a good truck.
I just like that. Paul, I love Paul because he's the best. We
So
get Paul stirred up. He's about the only one I know. He can make a statement on Facebook and get 3,000 damn comments.
He knows how to push buttons.
Oh, for sure.
He can get everybody ready to go.
Yeah.
We ran that 2 or 3 times, and I think the motor came apart on it, and we never did nothing else with it.
Oh, okay.
So who came? I mean, he came to you. That had to be a big deal when he came to you and asked you to drive that truck.
He did. So Gene does everything for my grand stock, and he did stuff for my super street. I grew up with that family. Me and his son grew up together playing Little League, and we traveled with Gene with the slot car stuff, racing that all around. So we've always, had a relationship. So Louis' dad came in town and drove it, and then we talked about let's fix the truck. We'll get it fixed. We talked to him, and he says, "What do you think about driving it?" I said, "Yeah, I mean, if you want to do it, we'll try it. I don't know how good I'll be in it, but we'll try it." So I was pumped up about it. So I went home and told the wife. I was like, I had to ask permission.
I was gonna say, did you get in trouble?
I got a lot going on. I got kids and everything. So I said, "What do you think about us? We're going to drive the truck. That's going to put us there a little bit more on the weekends." And she said that she was good with it. I got a really good wife that lets me get away with a ton of stuff. Really good wife.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Does she mow the grass?
No, I'm over there. I'm funny about the grass.
Okay. I'm asking because
I'm with you, Dave. I'm with you.
I got one person here. Well, I don't know. His wife cuts the grass, cleans the gutters.
Huh?
If you don't do it right, then somebody's got to do
See,
it
your
right.
hands are too soft. That's why you can't hold that wheel.
There you go. You got it. You got it.
All right, well, that's a nice night for Chris. See you later, Chris.
So he asked me about driving it, and I talked to the wife, and then we're all pumped up. And then later that night, we were talking about the truck, and I was like, "I'm kind of nervous." She's like,
"Really?
Why are you nervous?" I said, I don't know. That's some big shoes to fill. I mean, Louis is a small guy, but Louis won a lot of races in that truck.
Yes, he did.
And Louis, if he wasn't winning, he was there for second.
It was a fight.
It was.
Yeah.
That's a tough battle to jump in somebody's ride.
That's
and
successful.
Try to be competitive with something that he dominates in.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
But that had to be a little on your mind when you sat down in that car for that in that truck for that race.
oh, it was.
It has to be on your mind thinking,
It was.
"Oh man."
Hell, I thought his dad might have had a chance to win.
He did.
I was
Yeah.
like, damn, that's going to be pretty cool. If he comes and wins this damn thing. And I thought he was until he got hooked here on the front stretch. I don't know exactly what happened.
They got together. I mean, tires were cold. Maybe they didn't get the heat in them, and it was a race. That was probably a racing thing.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think so, but the way it looked, I'm like, what the hell happened?
They
I seen the aftermath.
If they'd have got going, I think his dad had been tough to compete with.
Yeah,
I think he would have started getting into the groove, and he'd have been all right.
yeah, but I didn't realize he had some race experience prior. Apparently, I
That's what I
talked
hear.
to Gene, and he was telling me, and I was like, damn, this dude just showed up, and he's going to win the damn race.
Yeah. We come out here and practice that Friday, and he was getting into it. I'm like, dang, this ain't going to take long at all. We're going to be, we got contention to be in victory lane here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was cool though. I mean, really was, and you winning the race was really cool. I thought,
It was. It was. very emotional for a lot of people. And you don't know how many people that love that truck or love Louis or have so much respect for Louis until that night for me.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, you know, the week before with his dad and his parents and everybody being here, you see everybody, you know, about Louis. But when you win the race, I mean, just like, that's why I'm here. Look at the people that were voting or that wanted me, you know. It's pretty big. You know, it was emotional for me when we crossed the finish line. I was like, dang, we actually won this thing for Louis.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
pretty big in my book for me.
I mean, for somebody here, I mean, and obviously everybody here is kind of family, and I mean, he was pretty young.
He was
you know,
very young.
and a life lost at such a young age is terrible. So I can imagine the emotions, and even Gene, and like I could see how you feel like, you know, you're what's a good word for it? I don't know. It's like you're giving a gift to Gene and his family of winning in the truck, and see where the nervousness would
Man,
come
I had a ton
from.
of nerves. After qualifying, I suck in qualifying anyways. I put too much pressure on myself. And first lap was
that's what
good.
I do.
We turned to 2, and then the second lap, what I do, I turn left and hit down there under the, you know, the yellow, and I'm all over the place. I'm sideways. I'm like,
Oh, so you can't get on the apron with that thing?
no, what an idiot. So I come out and I'm mad, and Gene's like, what are you mad for? I'm like, I could have got the pole in this thing. I know we could have. I said, I screwed the second lap up, and that was going to be the lap. And he looked at me, he told me, I said, we're here for fun. He said, we're not going to have fun. We don't need a race. And after he said that, it kind of lightened me up, you know. And then once we got racing, I was fine after that. I never did get my marks right. And, you know, racing against Waltrip, and he's got experience in that thing. You know, he was gone. We stayed in striking distance, but once I started getting the feel of it and I could see his truck doing certain things, I was like, man, I run a little bit harder, and then I mess up coming off. And Dave be yelling at me.
No.
Oh, he yelled the whole 25 laps. I know he had cotton mouth. So finally, I seen a little opportunity, and I took it 3 wide, and we did, and was able to actually pull away a little bit and come home with the victory.
Now, were you just kind of biding your time running behind him, or were you?
I wasn't
pushing
running
pretty hard?
I wasn't running hard as I could, because I don't know how them tires last on those trucks. My Grand Stock, I kind of got a feeling, you know, what I can do, what I can't do. With that, you know, I know what Brad Adams was telling me. He's a ton of help. What he was explaining to me throughout the day with the tires, that this truck's going to be really good at the end. And so I was just kind of riding, but then I wanted to jump in it real quick when I could see his truck bobbling, kind of going away.
Getting excited.
And then it was too early, and I was doing it too hard, too fast. And then eventually just come all together. And just like Brad said, you know, it's going to come to you. I just got anxious in it.
Well, that's easy to do.
So how's things going in your Grand Stock this year, except this past weekend?
Well, Dave made a bad call in the first race, and that we finished second, way behind with no
fault.
intentions to win. He did the sway bar setup. No, we tried something, and we thought it was going to work, but it didn't hold. The track didn't come to us like we thought in the first one. This weekend we had a good car. Had a really good car this weekend, and had a little problem at lap 10. We was able to sit on the pole and lead 10 laps.
Yeah, you were doing pretty good.
So we'll have it back together. We'll be back for next race.
So do you ever want to move up to something? Or are you happy and having fun in the Grand Stock?
I'm having a lot of fun in the Grand Stock. I wish that class was bigger like it used to be.
Yeah.
It was a good class.
I mean, because y'all put on a really good show.
Yeah. Tim's fun to drive with. Nick is. And you know, Mike Parker's coming along.
Yeah, I was shocked at him
He's coming fast. He's there, you know.
Yeah, he's pretty close.
He's
compared
there.
to where he was.
And
he's a nice guy. I mean,
he was doing really good the other
night.
night.
Nice guy.
He was doing really good till him and Nick had a couple run-ins.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of it. I haven't watched it on Flow Racing yet. But I don't know. We've done some talk that this might be the last year in Grand Stock, and I think last year I was on the show. I didn't want to do anything else, but there's been some talk we might do something different next year.
You know, we can give this little shit some competition.
I don't know if that or, we talk about limits, we talk about modifieds. I don't know what direction that we're going to go yet. We've talked to some good people about both ways.
Mm-hmm.
We just haven't made a decision yet. But I want to do it sooner than later because I really get whatever we do started.
What do you think the reason is behind the fact that the Grand Stock has lost some of its racers and everything they've had there? I mean, down to what, 6 cars the other night? I mean, what was
6. And you got some guys from Richmond that keep, they message me on Facebook that they're coming, but haven't seen them yet. And then they call and they ask them questions, and we'll help anybody. I have nothing to hide. We'll help you. I mean, we want a competitive class. We want whoever's helping Parker or what he's figuring out. That's heck yeah.
That's good for the class.
Yeah, I talked to Parker a long time the other day. We were talking shocks and different things. And you want them to get up there so we can race.
Mhm.
I don't know what happened to that class. It was a good class. You got a couple cars that has been wrecked. There's still cars out there in the garage that's not being raced.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, you can't say it was cost 2 years ago, because now the cost is a little bit higher than what we're used to. And I don't know what's holding them back.
Yeah, but I think every class kind of goes through those ebbs and
They do.
flows. I mean, look at us Pro 6 are kind of the same way now. It seems like we're kind of rejuvenized, but you got to put a good show on, and I think that's helped. Although I think in some classes, we could use the Pro 6 as an example, it gets dominated by one person, and it deters other people from
I can see that.
Something like I can't beat against win against him, so then they just do something else.
Well, rules thing too. You got rules like our rules here at Langley for Grand Stocks. You can't go to another track without changing some stuff to be able to run with them guys.
Right.
I like to go to Dominion and run some this year, but I got to change some stuff on the car just to make their rules. So that makes it hard. It's hard for them guys to come here because we might have a little bit more motor or something because they're to their rules there.
Gotcha.
So it does hurt some with some car count, but I don't know. Grand Stock used to be a big class here.
Yeah.
It did.
All right. Well, you were voted the driver of the week for that week that you won the race up at in the trucks.
Yes, sir.
And so congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you
From
very much.
GAC and North Carolina 811. So congratulations. Get some more wins this year. Let's see you get some more out there.
Thank you. And I thank everybody that voted. And I got to thank Robin Nichols and Gene Nichols, Boutique Yo-Yo, A-Hemp Roads Plumbing, Smith Wraps Graphics, and Mako Suffolk. We're going to try to get some more. We're going to run it this weekend and see what happens.
Well, good luck to you. I hope that you have a good season.
If the R word stays out of here, it looks like it's
Huh?
looking a little rough.
Yeah, I see some weather coming.
Yeah.
So we'll try.
Okay. Well, congratulations, and hopefully we'll get you back on here again real soon with some more.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank
All right, little shit.
All right, superstar.
I ain't no superstar. Just a mediocre driver. Squeeze my fat self through here.
See y'all students later.
See you, Dave.
All
Thanks,
right.
buddy. See you, Big Dave.
All right, we got Riley Music with us.
You want some pizza?
I don't know yet, man.
Why are you looking at your dad?
Well, Riley,
He ain't over there. I don't know where he is. Oh, right
You
there.
look like he was scared to get some pizza from
Oh,
you or
wow.
something. Is he on a diet?
I ain't on no diet. I'm 160 pounds.
the winner of this past week of the Smith Wraps and Graphics Limited Late Models. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
You made it look good this week. I mean, it wasn't you out there running the whole race by yourself. It was, you. And you even let Uncle Doug get the poles. I mean, I figured that.
I was kind of surprised by that. I was like, dang.
Well, in practice, we kind of shot ourselves in the foot. You really got no tires to practice on, and we were struggling with spinning the tires bad, so we decided to try less right rear spring, and it was good in practice, so we went into qualifying with it and just shot ourselves in the foot. It was so tight off, I couldn't do nothing.
So did you think last year when you were making this move, did you think 2 races in that you would have won the first 2?
I didn't even think I would have a shot. I thought at the time, I didn't think Langley was going to have the class. So I was thinking I was going to go run hope to run top 10 at Dominion. So coming out here with Doug, who's got 20 years experience on me, Cody, who's running the Enduro, the U car, anything
Like he's gonna be wore out at the end of the year.
anything he can race, having him with that much more experience than me, Paul DeBolt with that much more experience. I'm lucky to be where I'm at. So
You know, when you qualified third, I was up here and there was somebody, I don't know if it was Stephanie or somebody looked over there and I said, Doug got the pole. I said, man, Riley's going to play with him tonight.
I really didn't have nothing for Cody them first 15 laps. The car really wasn't there. I was just trying to keep clean air on the nose to keep it turning. Because if I rode behind him and kept the nose in dirty air, I would have just pushed the right front off and I had nothing for him late in the race. So I was also trying to ride. You don't got much tire with them American racers. They're good tires, but they don't last long. So I was content with riding behind Doug and Cody. And Cody pulled out a line and I followed him through, and that's right there. I'm like, well, it's time to go.
And you went.
I went, and I probably went a little too early.
So did your spotter and your crew chief down there tell you, hey, what are you doing?
No, they didn't really tell me what to do or when to do anything. I was kind of down there by myself. I'm like, well, what do I do? If I can clear Cody and shuffle Cody out of line, do I just ride behind Doug for the first 25 and just see how it goes? Or if Cody clears in front of me, just ride behind Cody? Or even if Cody clears Doug, I might have to get Doug out of the way and ride behind Cody. It was just, I was trying to figure out the best idea of what to do. I was really psyching myself out of what to do too. So,
but you did a great job. I mean, you come through there, you passed Cody, you cleared him, and you went on down the road, and the rest was history at that point. But the first few laps where you and Doug and Cody were running right there together, that was some good racing between the three of you. I'm kind of tickled to death.
I'm looking forward to Cody and you guys racing, because I think you guys are good friends. I think it's fun. It's good for the sport to see you guys mixing up. Obviously, you guys are the fan favorites coming along. You guys are the new kids on the block that are coming.
But can you imagine what's going to happen later on this year? Cody's going to get more experience.
Mm-hmm.
Riley's going to get more experience, and it's going to be some
Well,
good.
it's going to take some figuring out. I mean, these guys are all still new in these cars, so I think the competition is going to close up some.
So the funny thing is, about mid-December, me and Cody ran a super late model race on iRacing, and we were putting each other on the hood, having a good old time, racing side by
You
side.
can do that in a video game.
Well, it was kind of like how
that's cheap to fix. You just hit the reset
Well,
button.
it's kind of like how we were racing Saturday,
Mm.
and that time we said, if this is how the racing is, this class is going to be the future of Langley Speedway if we race like this.
So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
But when are you planning on? Because you guys are talking about going to Dominion and running a few races, right?
Mhm.
When are you guys thinking about doing that?
Well, whenever the Langley June 5th, but whenever the Langley schedule doesn't overlap them, because there's a lot of overlapping races.
Yeah, it seems like Dominion.
So we're looking at 5 races potentially at Dominion right now, because we gotta battle the schedule between the limited and there, and then we also have to worry about with Phil working with Brendan on the late model. So when it all lays out, the maximum we can really do up there is 5.
We can go there 2 weeks in a row, but we don't want to because Granddad's getting surgery on his knee that week. So we're going to let him have his knee heal, and I'm going to be doing a lot of work for Brendan over the summer.
Is Cody going to go up to Dominion when you go?
I don't know. I think he's too busy out here racing all the other stuff.
That's true.
So I'm hoping I can get a sponsor for Carteret at the end of the year. That'd be dream for me to go do that. I want to race for 10 grand and just
what
see
is
how I
that, a
shape
limited
up.
race?
No, it's a late model race.
Okay.
I want to see how I shape
That's
up with like
Big race.
yeah, like how Connor Jones was down there, Tristan McKee, Stacy Purrier, Brendan, Connor Hall. I want to see how
So will you take your car and go?
Yeah, I'll take my
Mhm.
car and go if we do end up going. I just want to see how I can shape up
What-
with some
what
of the
would you
big
have-
names in late model.
What would you have to change?
Shocks, carburetor, and really we could go have a shot. Put bump stops on it. Because really the motor we have won the race in December. 604 won it. We got 2 604s. We probably have to swap motors out. But it's just see what happens.
So you're gonna be helping Brendan this summer since Phil's gonna be getting his knee back in shape.
Well, even when I go there, he tells me what to do and then goes sits down and gets on Facebook Marketplace and looks on Facebook Marketplace to buy some old car.
He likes old cars.
Yeah, he's trying to buy an AMC Gremlin right now.
Jeez, okay.
They're ugly little cars, but he wants to buy one and make a rat rod out of it.
Well, I mean, he's got the talent to do that.
Hey,
He might let you play with it some.
I got a car I got to make money back and pay Dad back, and I'm going to work on that myself. So
You got a kind of car.
So
you
what-
get.
it's a little Miata.
Oh, okay.
It's a really good car for how less we paid for. it.
So where's the car at right now?
Sitting right beside Dad's garage.
Okay. So you let them drive it, or you?
It's really ever since we drove it back from Hertford, it sat in front of the garage or beside the garage.
Do you get in and ride around the yard? And,
So the deal is, we don't do anything to it
Until I pay him
he
back
pays
at
me
least half.
of what he owes me back.
oh,
Sounds like a good deal.
So I think I got a summer job for right now, and
Where are you going to be working?
gonna be crew chief summer shootout.
That's a summer job?
Yeah.
Well, are you getting paid?
Yeah.
Oh, look, there you go.
it's a job. It's a job.
Yeah.
Have you helped this girl before?
Guy. Yeah, I
I
spotted.
was just checking.
I've set up his car. We've set up his car multiple times the past 2 years. I spotted for him Saturday, so he had a good run going and slipped up, messed up a little bit, but they have that problem.
I'm trying to figure out who this is.
3-car
Oh,
Maxwell.
uh-huh.
Yeah,
Okay.
kid's a good kid. That's a good family there.
I'm having a hard time with this.
He's a good kid.
Yeah, he said he's a good kid. And I'm thinking, he's a good
Motherfucker ain't even
kid.
got a license yet.
He does. It says learner.
Yeah, it's,
Oh, does it? Oh, you got it?
it's right here. Hold on.
Let's see this ugly mug.
No, it says learner's permit from NASCAR.
Yeah, I'm not even old enough to get a learner's permit. I'm not even old enough to get a learner's permit on the street. Yeah, but it says, I don't know if they can see it from way back here. It says learner's permit on it.
Wow.
That's funny.
Yeah, I opened it up and I'm like, it says learner's permit. I said, I've been racing for years. I don't need no learner's permit. I know what I'm doing.
So how long do you want to run in the limited before you try to talk to dad and mom and go in late model? I know it's coming.
At least 2 years. But I'm hoping in 2 years I can be able to fund a little bit of my racing too. Have a job doing something. I don't know what.
Okay. So what have you done? That's an interesting point. So you got some sponsors this year.
Mm-hmm.
One, let's say who your sponsors are, and then have you learned anything about those sponsors, and have you done anything to try to promote those guys yet?
So, yes, my sponsors, S23 Holdings, they've helped me since I started Bando racing with their first company, East Coast Repair. The Haven Inn, who's helped me ever since I started go
Big
kart
Dave.
racing.
That's the OG Big Dave.
The OG Big Dave, yeah. Yup. Hello Joe's Mitsubishi. Started helping me this year. Brunelli with GC Pay. He started helping me this year too. We helped him a lot with the bando stuff. Max,
You helped him with the bando stuff.
we set up a couple of his cars. We helped him out at Dominion. He bought a car from us.
Okay.
He helped us out some last year when we were thinking about going to Charlotte. Maxwell Familia Trucking, is that how you say it? They started helping us this year. As I said, great family. I'm helping them out with all the bando stuff this year. My virtual bookkeeper, Erica Painter, they're great family. Can't thank them. I gotta think. Thurston Springs. He started helping me in 2020. He was an awesome guy. So, I gotta think who else. Oh, Signature Homes. Great family. Dad's known them since forever. With Tom helping out on the race car, and I can't thank Malbec enough on the car too.
All right, let's take a break for just 1 second and get Andy on here because I know he's been waiting.
Oh, I mean, even see it. Andy, how you doing, man?
Hey there. How's it going, guys?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I'm at. Can you say something now, Andy? I got
1,
you.
2, 3. You got me?
Yeah,
I
we got
now.
you.
We're good to go.
All right.
How's it going tonight?
Pretty good. I haven't been home in 4 days. I just got back to the shop and I'm late to the house. I was supposed to be calling you from there.
Oh, okay. So how's everything going with the racing this year? With the ARCA racing and stuff? How's everything going?
It's okay. We've had a couple more challenges that we didn't have last year. We've hurt a couple engines now. We hurt one at Dover on Friday. That was a little bit of a bummer because that was Ed Pompa, one of his best runs. I felt like he was having or going to have, and we hurt an engine out at Phoenix as well. And then at Talladega, we got one tore up out of 4, so that wasn't too bad as far as averages go, but it hurt it pretty good. So a little more challenging than last year, but you go with the ups and downs.
You know, I had a talk with Willie Mullins not too long ago. He and I were talking about how you and him and all the teams, I guess you would say underfunded teams from ARCA, how y'all work together and try to get a lot of things done together.
Oh yeah, I mean Willie, he ran his car at New Smyrna and Pensacola. We crewed it, we got it to the racetrack for him, and worked as a team effort there. And boy, Willie was he was up on the gas, got him a top 5 at Pensacola, so that was pretty exciting.
Yeah, that was a big deal. We thought that was great for him to be able to have that going on.
Yeah.
So, what has made you stay with the ARCA series all these years? What drives you to be in the ARCA series?
One, I really like it. There's so many places that you can go and race, and there's there's challenges at all of them. Whether it's bureaucracy or rules or costs or whatever, and we fit well in the ARCA series. I've had success there for 30 years and I enjoy it. I enjoy the people. We've been in I want to say a car count crunch here the last probably 4 years because they went to the new body style and a new engine package. But it's going the right direction now. I mean, Daytona, we had a lot of cars, and I think there were 34 at Talladega, which was 5 more than last year. So it's going the right way as more cars and equipment become available. But I really like it. I like the series and want to be a part of it.
Well, since NASCAR has gotten involved with ARCA, has that been a big help to you guys for the racers and the owners and everybody with them being involved in it, helping move the sport along?
Yes, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that really you don't most people don't get to see. But as far as some relationships with companies that have come in because of NASCAR. I feel like we're getting more exposure. There's more autograph sessions for the driver. There's a little bit of additional money, which it's never enough. I mean, a lot of people complain about the purse, but they've been doing that since I started racing in 1979. So nothing different there. But I think it's been a big plus to have NASCAR's involvement going forward. And like I say, it's all behind the scenes. I mean, Ron Drager is still in charge. He owned the ARCA series and sold it to NASCAR, but he's in charge, and he's going the same direction. And more or less by NASCAR owning him, it just kind of quietly put a couple afterburners to get us where we're going faster.
How much has the Ilmore engine in the division? How much has that meant to you guys to have that type of engines back in that division?
Well, I think it's great and it works, and that's why the trucks went with it. I mean, the ARCA series was the first ones to do it, and then you have it in the truck series. And like I say, people complain that it costs too much and this, that, and the other. I could build the same motor at my house. Well, you can do that with any motor. But the average cost of these engines per race and per mile is really less than we've had since the early 90s. So I think it's been a big plus. And, I mentioned earlier the count of it. There needs to be more. And as we're getting more equipment, there are more Ilmore engines out there, more cars being built, the bigger teams building new cars and selling. It's nothing but a plus for the series.
How beneficial is it to you as an owner to be able to take your car and run east, west, or the main ARCA series? How much does that mean to you as an owner?
Oh, it made things a lot simpler, and it basically gave us a bigger menu to sell. I love it. We run all the East races, and we have run a couple of West races at Phoenix. So the opportunity to do more, it's just we're a very small operation employee-wise. So to get to the West Coast more than once or twice a year is a little bit too big of a challenge for us.
Yeah, I can understand it. Is your shop is still near the racetrack here in Charlotte, right?
Yes, we're about a half mile from Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Right.
So all the people that are coming to the races here in a couple weeks, stop by and see us. We're, like I say, about a half a mile down the street from the Speedway.
Yeah, I've been by there a couple of times. I knew that was where your shop was, but that's pretty cool. I like it being there. Tell us a little bit about your history in ARCA. Tell us a little bit how you got started with racing.
I got started with Kenny Schrader, great friend. I moved to North Carolina from Indianapolis, ran a couple cup races. They tested a couple of the old Sportsman Series cars, started working at the driving school, and was at Kenny's Christmas party, and we started talking, and he loves ARCA as much as I do. And we got talking about it, and he's like, well, I don't have anybody driving it. And by the end of the night, I was working him over really good, and I got to drive the car for my first ARCA race. And when we showed up at the racetrack, a couple extra Budweisers there for Kenny might have helped. But he misspelled my name on purpose on the car. It was my first trip to Daytona, and he put Hillenburg on the car. He's like, I think that was the guy I hired on Christmas. But that was my first ARCA start, and got a top 10. Went and ran a couple more races, not many, but a couple, and then committed to the series full time in '95 and was able to win the championship. So I always joke with Frank Kimmel, we'll be standing there and they'll be, there's 10-time champion Frank Kimmel. And I'm like, yeah, but I only ran for it once, so I've got a better batting average.
If you can one up Frank, you've done pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Working with a guy like Kenny Schrader, I mean, he is one of a kind. We've met him and had a chance to talk with him, and he is just one of those real special guys that you just love being around.
Oh yeah, and Kenny, I'm repaying the favor now because he's going to be racing the Springfield and DuQuoin races for our ARCA team this year. Last year he ran third at DuQuoin, so maybe we can do a couple spots better this year.
Yeah, I see where he just signed a deal where he is going to be running the SRX race out of I-55. So that's pretty cool too.
Yeah. I mean, he's still racing, and I remember him telling me, 35 years ago, is like, I'm gonna as long as I can get in the car, I'm gonna keep racing. And everybody's like, well, what if we gotta lift you up? And he's like, well, I'll just get bigger buddies and have them drop me down in the car and keep racing. So I don't expect him to quit anytime soon.
Yeah, he was telling us when we were out there that the only way you get out of racing is die. So he didn't think he'd be getting out no time soon.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. And, I haven't driven myself now for about 20 years. I got so busy with the business side of it, and I enjoy it. There's times I miss driving, but I kind of figure I'll be in racing for a long time as well.
Well, you've had involvement in many different things as far as this sport's concerned. You were there at Rockingham. You've done a little bit of everything. I know I guess you've now settled right on to being a car owner and doing that is what you really want to do.
Yeah, and like I say, I do enjoy it. But yeah, there's I made a list one time. Somebody asked me all the positions and stuff that I've got to hold, and competition series director for a national series, track promoter, track owner, race car driver, jackman, radio. Been fortunate enough to do TV as well. That was a lot of fun. I spot for my cars now, and help drive the trucks there as well. So kind of been involved in each and every position, and still enjoy it.
Andy, do you ever think about maybe moving up to like the Xfinity series or a truck?
Once in a while, and then I'll see some of the bureaucracy of it and come to my senses. I don't care for having to fill out 200 pieces of paper to go race. It's a great series and this, that, and the other, but I've kind of found a niche that I like, and I really do like it. We have had a truck team in the past. We've owned IndyCar. We've owned an IndyCar when I ran the Indy 500. We owned a Cup car for a few races, an Xfinity car for a few races. But ARCA is where I really, like I say, I have fun there. And never say never. We might do a couple other series at some point, but right now, ARCA is the main goal.
Well, pretty cool. Well, Andy, we appreciate you spending some time with us tonight. I know you got a lot going on, and you said you're getting ready. You're late to get home, so we're going to let you go. And appreciate you spending time, and maybe we get you back on again sometime and talk again.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Hey to all the race fans, and hopefully we'll see you at the racetrack. Our next one's coming up for the fairgrounds at Nashville Saturday as an East race, and then we go to Kansas, and then back to Charlotte at the end of the month. So hopefully we see everybody there.
All right, man. Well, we'll talk to you again. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Andy. Yeah, Andy's been. He was asking like, who is Andy?
Who had? He did.
I've heard the name. I was asking what team he owned.
He's been around for
Years.
years.
I've heard the name multiple times.
I know him and Willie Mullins worked together a lot last year, or worked some together last year. I ain't gonna say a whole lot, but worked together last year. And he's, let me tell you something. When he took over the Rockingham,
Yeah, because I think they shared some car numbers so that they had points
to get in races and stuff. But when he opened up Rockingham again, that was a big deal. And, he really did a great job. And I wish he could have, rode that through more, but I guess, like I was told the other day, where they are was their downfall at Rockingham, because people didn't want to ride all the way there to where they are now. But that's either here nor there.
Does he still have the driving school?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, still does. So
That's fast track racing, or schools or whatever.
So that's a pretty cool deal. I think it's he's gonna have a lot of fun. He if you're having fun, there's nothing.
Yeah, I don't know who was driving for him this weekend. I seen him, but I didn't.
Ed Pompa. Ed Pompa. 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 That's who drove for him. Well, Riley Music. You got it on the show the last time. You're back on the show this time for winning the races.
Tired of us for long.
And
Or just me.
I'm sorry you haven't got your stuff yet, but well, no, it ain't cool. I'm gonna work on that myself, and we're gonna get
It's in
you.
the mail.
No, it ain't in the mail because Scott don't know how to mail stuff. But
Or drive apparently.
well,
Not on the racetrack, but on the street road.
well,
Because
we can say
one of the
both.
first times came here, we were going through the tunnel. He just pulled off on the side of the road, rear-ended somebody.
Hmm.
One of the first times I ever came to the show, you were pulled off going into the
Somebody running the back of me.
Oh, was it that? I thought
Yeah.
you rear-ended somebody.
No. Didn't even really scratch my car.
Hey, he must have hit the brake on it. Going.
Yeah.
Well, dumbass was looking at his phone or something and just went right in the back of him.
You hear these excuses.
Well, I mean, you know,
There's no excuse when you.
I've sat and listened to them for years. Somebody asked me this weekend. I forget where I was. I think it was at the hospital somewhere. We were talking this weekend, and somebody said, "Well, how long have you and Scott been doing this show?" You know, I can't come up with the exact time we started, but it's been like 5-6 years.
Our show or
Our show. We ain't talking about the other one. Our show.
There's another one.
5 years or so.
Well, it's been a while. So
Yeah.
just don't ever go nowhere with him. If you ever have to go somewhere with Scott, get somebody to take you. Go with somebody else.
Okay. I think I figured that out by now.
Don't. And I'm not talking about his driving. And don't stay with him in his camper either.
Why's that?
That's bad news all the way around there.
You'll have to tell me after the show.
Yeah, I'll tell you after the show. So that was not good. Worst experience in the world. All right, us. While we're sitting here, I might as well go on and say who the driver of the week is for this.
Yeah, you forgot last week.
Yeah, I forgot it. I've got to do it this week.
Yeah.
Eric Folks, the modified driver, was the driver of the week.
That's pretty cool.
He's going to be with us next week. Also next week, we're going to be doing, Vaughn Crittenden is going to be here. And we're going to do the drawings of the May 14th Military Appreciation Night. We're going to be putting the teams together for Military Appreciation Night. Y'all raced that night too, right?
May 14th?
Maybe,
No.
I thought I saw you.
7th and the 21st.
Oh, okay. You're not in the race. But we're going, he asked me to, yesterday, could we set that up?
We're not racing either.
Even if you were, it wouldn't have been no big
There
deal.
won't be no show then.
Yeah, because nobody's going to have a radiator knocked out.
But anyway, we're gonna set them all up, set the teams up, and we're gonna help Vaughn get all
That'd
that
be cool.
together. And so on the 14th, when Military Appreciation Night comes up, the teams and they're going for that Commander's Cup,
I'd like to race.
Louis Pastrick's Commander's Cup. So that's a pretty
Oh,
big
that's
deal.
cool.
I wish I was just racing that.
So anyway, that'll be that's next week's show. So Riley, I'm going to stand here and say in front of everybody that the next time I see you, you will have your stuff. I will make sure of it.
All right.
Because I'm going to, if I have to come here
How much money?
6 hours.
How much money you got?
6 hours, 6 hours before the show, I still make a way.
Damn, I can't even.
Change from the tires on Saturday?
No. This is $9. Your change is in my American Eagle jeans.
Okay.
I don't even know what. This is my
I
Chick-fil-A
can't even
change.
fold my money.
Wait a minute now. So you keep his money after you.
Yeah, okay.
It was
so
an accident.
He goes, "Where's my change?" I said, "Hold on, let me get it for you. It's in my jeans in the trailer." He goes, "Oh, don't worry about it. I'll get it later." And then never came back and said anything to me, so he never got his change.
And you never took it to him.
He acts like I remember everything.
Well, we know.
I haven't
we
been
don't do
taking
that.
Let
my.
me tell you something. I feel your pain because I had bought a $20 loaf of bread before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my My daughter asked me to go get some stuff from the stores, and I told her we need a loaf of bread. I handed her a $20 bill, and I ain't seen no change yet.
No.
So,
That's how my mom is. I'm not quite that bad. I'll return your change at some point, but if you give her
May
money,
not be
you
all
never
of it.
see it again. It may not be
You
all
have
of
to
it.
ask her as soon as she walks in the door. I don't care about nothing else. Where's my change?
So
I'm not
I
sitting
just
there
to give her your
give me a
card
12
here.
pack of beer. I don't care about beer. Where's my change? Because if you miss out on it,
It's gone.
it's gone.
see, I've heard multiple stories. Back in the day, everybody would be working on Granddad's car. She'd go in there and go, I'm going to 7-Eleven. Y'all want anything? And she'll get a ton of money from everybody. And then
Oh,
they'll
really?
come back and they'll get all their stuff, but no money back.
So there's a pattern here, is what you're saying.
Delivery fee is what she calls it.
Yeah.
Mm. Until you get your license, then it's going to be rather run up to the store, and you can
Wow.
do that to her.
Oh, I could.
Yeah.
Well, no, she gives me a credit card. She don't give me.
Oh,
cash.
she's smart.
Yeah.
She's smart. Mm-hmm.
well, now you can go on the credit card and says, do you want to give some money back? Get some money back.
Oh.
Hey, what are you gonna do?
I didn't do
I
that.
thought we were friends here.
I'm not
got
going to
that
do it
first.
to you, but I'll do it to mom.
She said she has to have gas money. You can't.
Gas is it is.
You know,
expensive.
she could make some money if she cut the grass.
She could.
Listen, I'll give you
Them
the
gutters need to be cleaned.
Mom. I'll give you all $9 in my back pocket to mow the dog's yard Sunday.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be enough.
No.
Now, is this true? This is somebody just put this up here, and you probably know Joe White.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Look at my grandma's attic.
he put the.
He's gonna get
Does he
mad
go
about
out to
that.
the dinner?
Is that where he lives?
Does he go out? She go out to dinner and tell everybody she forgot her pocketbook.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So
For the first like 4 years we were dating, we'd go out to dinner and we each bought each other's, she bought hers, I bought mine, and we lived life happily. Well, then I was like, all of a sudden the pocketbook would be being left. I forgot my wallet. I forgot my purse. After about 3 years of that, before we ever left the house, you got your purse?
Look, that reminds me of my uncle. So about a month ago, him and my aunt and my wife, they were at dinner, right? And the bill come. He says, "Well, I left my wallet." So my aunt's going to go pay for it, right? And he says, "Wait, has she come back yet?" And she's like, "No, she hadn't come back the thing yet." He said, "Well, just put some cash down there. I'm ready to go." So I ain't got no cash. Pulls out his wallet. You're like, "I thought you'd have your wallet." "Oh yeah, I forgot."
That is my wife.
see, I'm not like that. I went to Cody Bryant's house 2 weeks ago, and all four of us, Ryan Matthews, Bailey Hughes, and Cody, we all whipped out our wallet, threw our credit cards on the table, paid. Only two of them didn't know how to do tip. I wasn't one of the two. I knew how to do it, but
Did you do it?
yeah, I did. I did it for one of the other people. No, Ryan did it, I think. I can't remember.
That's funny.
It was Hooters. I remember that.
I bet you do. I got you tell by his face. I bet you do.
It was the Hooters in Greenbrier.
She wants to
I remember that.
better call my wife for a credit card, I guess.
But so yeah, we know Joe White. He lived in my grandparents' attic.
I thought you just said he still lives up there.
No, he lives in Winchester now. But he lived in my grandma's attic for a couple years. He gets mad over that. So he goes, it wasn't an attic, it was a third floor.
In a 2-story house?
Is it
You
2
don't
stories?
get it.
Well, so
you get it 2 stories, the roof would be the attic.
Well,
that was
no,
the third
so
story.
okay, so the bottom story was a garage that they transformed into a living room, a floor.
He just put up there, it wasn't an attic.
I told you would say that. And then there's the kitchen, and then all the bedrooms, and then you go up another flight of stairs, and then there's
Did you have to pull them from the ceiling?
no.
There's a legit door with steps, and you come up there.
Some
and
attics
there's
are like
another
that.
living room and another bedroom at one end, another bedroom at the other.
Yeah, he
end.
lived up there for a couple years.
Oh,
Yeah.
they were
I think-
roommates.
No.
Everybody who knows Phil and Barbara at some point, I think, has lived down their third story.
Mm.
Yeah.
At some point in their life.
Yeah, Joe. All of them.
Well, Amy don't start paying and paying for the bill and cleaning
gonna be the
the.
place
She's
to-
gonna be living over there. I tell her all the time she's about to catch an eviction notice.
Yeah. Let me know how that works out.
I can talk.
You talking mad trash? She ain't here, ain't you?
But the thing about it
You ain't gonna
is,
tell me what to
She's
do.
paying attention.
the main thing about it, I know she's on here,
Yeah.
so I'm trying to play it along here.
So as his phone ain't over there going.
No, she's storing it all up when I walk in the door.
Just like our grandmother. You can do something and she holds it, and when she gets another thing on you, you know you did this. Yeah, I know I did that. Well, you did this too. Oh, sorry. My fault.
Oh, that's the calm version of
All right,
Bart.
let me ask you a question. You know you got to be your grandma's favorite. She probably don't get on you like that.
No, I think.
I don't think she's got a favorite.
She says she doesn't. I think
I played.
I think Kaylin is. Now, Granddad doesn't truly have a favorite. Everybody thinks he does because he shows so much attention to me, but I'm the only one doing something he likes. Well, the only reason everybody thinks that is because Landon's at his mom's and Dad's multiple days, so they switch. So Landon's not around all that much. And then Kaylin is always with my grandmother, so
Let me ask you a question. How close do you live to him?
right next door.
You didn't know. You didn't know that?
I did not know
That's
that.
from here to.
See, Anthony only lives like probably what? Not even a quarter mile.
3 houses down.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
go
across the street or something.
across the street, 3 houses down. Not even a 5-minute walk.
Amy said she'll move there. It's rent free.
Yeah.
Well, I'm already,
So is the place she's at.
I'm already told as soon as I'm 18, I'm moving over there. Is what
You're
he
gonna move
said.
in the attic?
That's what.
So
No,
I tell him 18, you're out.
see, unless I go up there
man.
and put some lights up there, I ain't living up there. That place is creepy up there.
Well, when you ain't got nowhere to go, it might not
Because
be
it's
that
an
bad.
attic, right?
It is an attic. That
And that guy Joe White may not want you up in his attic.
old spotter extraordinaire over there. Big time now.
Well, I guess we can go ahead and close the show down now.
We done stirred up enough.
Yeah. Jay and Riley.
Y'all have a nice night tonight.
Jay and Riley got to go home to all this. My wife doesn't watch, so I ain't got to worry about it.
Yeah, my stuff's gonna be on the front porch.
They only
My
lived
stuff's
there
been
for
in the
5
side
years,
yard
6
for-
years.
You know, that's funny you say that. I had a guy at work one night. Came to work. He was down in the institution working. All of a sudden, this car pulls up in the parking lot. And I just happened to be roaming around where I was supposed to be doing one like normally. I don't normally do. But anyway, I was looking around. All of a sudden, this woman opens the back of the car and dumps all his stuff right there in the parking lot. Clothes, all kinds of stuff. And I went over and I said, lady, you can't
Don't
do
give
it.
Jay no ideas.
I said, lady, you can't do that. You can't put that stuff here. Well, you tell him you better find somewhere to put it because it ain't going on with me. So I had to call and get him to get that stuff up, man. But I hope you don't find that happen when you get home.
Me, I got too much heavy stuff. Him, he has a bunch of expensive watches and everything.
Whoa. Let's not go there.
Or mom yells at him about his hat collection that sits in the dining room table.
What's wrong
Like
with-
in my house, I paid the house.
What's wrong with a hat collection?
I mean, I got one little teeny closet. I ain't even allowed to put stuff out on the wall or anything.
See, that's the unfair part here. I got
Unfair. Wait a minute. I got unfair.
I got-
What's the unfair part?
2 closets in my room.
The unfair part is I live in a house rent free where food is all paid. I have power. I have
Yeah.
internet. I have.
I only
food
have half a
orders, I have-
closet, and
But
there's
it's
2 and there's
unfair.
2 closets in my room.
Do you have a door?
And a race car.
And a race car.
I do have
That's
a race
unfair.
car, and I got
My daughter got smart one time, and I incredible hawk through the door, and it's still like that today. And she's been gone for a while.
My dog got mad at mom and ate through the door.
Mhm.
Ate right through the thing.
Well, now that we've done destroyed Amy's reputation here tonight.
She got mad at me, threw all my stuff in the side yard one time.
Oh, yeah, I heard the summer was a little rough, wasn't
No, this was probably when I was 4 or 5. Though.
No.
I was a good child, though. I don't understand why.
Oh, boy.
it? Yeah. Somehow I think there's more to that damn
Yeah,
story.
there's got to be more to that story.
Mhm.
Yeah, she had a barber moment.
Kind of got the show.
All right, well, that's enough for tonight.
All right, we'll see you all next week. Please like and share our show. We have a blast doing this, and appreciate Riley for being here. And I know this, and Jay, appreciate Jay coming too. I know this was supposed to be something else. He was supposed to pick up his stuff for being the Smith's Wraps and Graphics winner. So we'll get that. We're gonna get this together, and not all my fault. I'll take part of it, but I ain't gonna take it all. But anyway,
Even though we didn't do all that, I still had a blast coming on here. With
Well,
y'all.
good.
we have a blast every time you're here.
I enjoy seeing Jack and sometimes Scott. But it's always fun when I come on here.
Yeah, we enjoy having you on here.
I enjoy picking
Well-
on Scott, and I enjoy you helping me pick on Scott.
Oh, I don't pick on Scott. I don't pick on Scott. That's just normally how I treat him.
Uh,
All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Whoops.